Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi all set to embark on a trip to Europe. He will visit 3 countries, Germany, Denmark and France. The 3-day trip will begin on the 2nd of May. This will be Indian Prime Minister's first visit abroad in the year 2022. The first stop, Berlin, where Prime Minister Modi will hold bilateral talks with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz. The two leaders will co-chair the 6th edition of the India-Germany Intergovernmental Consultations. Several other ministers from both the sides will also participate in the high-level talks. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also interact with the Indian diaspora in Germany. Next stop then, Copenhagen. Prime Minister of Denmark, Mette Frederiksen, has invited Prime Minister Modi. He will participate in the 2nd India-Nordic Summit hosted by Denmark. Prime Minister Modi will interact with other Nordic leaders as well, including Prime Ministers of Iceland, Norway, Sweden and Finland. He will also attend an India-Denmark business forum. Prime Minister Modi will then meet the Indian community in Denmark. The summit will also focus on issues of common interest like post-pandemic economic recovery, climate change, renewable energy, evolving global security scenario, innovation and technology, and India-Nordic cooperation in the Arctic. Last but not the least, Prime Minister will make a brief stopover in Paris, where he will meet French President Emmanuel Macron, who recently was elected for the 2nd term. India and France complete 75 years of diplomatic cooperation this year. The high-level meeting comes at a time when Russia continues its invasion of Ukraine. The European Union is trying to find alternatives to Russian oil and gas. Europe's focus is shifting to green energy to reduce its dependence on Russian energy. European Investment Bank will now focus on green and sustainable projects in India as well. And for more insight on this, our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibal, who is in Berlin, has sent us this report.
Well, a pretty significant visit of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Europe. There are many firsts to the visit. This is the first foreign visit of Prime Minister this year. This is the first the visit of Prime Minister to Europe since the Russian invasion of Ukraine. He also meets the new German Chancellor, the first in-person meeting between the two leaders, and the first head of government to meet Emmanuel Macron since his victory when it comes to his re-election. The announcement that, of course, came last month, just 2 weeks ago. But nonetheless, the dominating factor will be the Russian invasion of Ukraine. That will be the key focus of conversations. India will give its own perspective, but also the other side, whether it's Germany, whether it's the Nordic countries or France, they are going to give their own side. But also the focus will be to increase the bilateral engagement. Here in Berlin, of course, the bilateral component will be dominating. But in Copenhagen, we know it's the 2nd India-Nordic Summit, and the leaders of the 5 Nordic countries will be meeting the Indian Prime Minister, talking about issues such as clean energy, climate change, something in which these Nordic countries have an edge. And of course, in France, it will be camaraderie between the two leaders. That will be something that everyone is waiting for, given the fact that how the Indian Prime Minister had backed the French President Emmanuel Macron when, of course, we saw that backlash in Pakistan and Turkey. So a lot of things that are expected to happen during this very, very crucial visit of the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Europe.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.